Wine and Crime contains graphic and explicit content which may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
This just in! Update on our Minnesota live show!
Oh, yes. The show will go on, people. We are so excited to see you on Friday, August 12th, 2022 in St. Paul.
Indeed, and this will be a show unlike any other you've seen before. And due to the adorable parasite growing inside of our fair Kenyon, she is on bed rest and instructed not to travel. But fear not! Lucy and I have concocted an alternative variety show that will put vaudeville back on the map, with special appearances by some of our favorite friends.
And purse burgers. Tickets are still available, but they are going fast. So get yours immediately at wineandcrimepodcast.com. And now, on to the show.
You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where three friends chug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
And send each other Furby art, including the one I just sent you, the Furb with the pearl earring. She is exquisite.
She is exquisite. Same expression on her face. Same
Love
depth
her.
in the eyes.
Her little beak.
I love her.
We have the same chin.
I just want it to be noted that earlier Amanda was looking up Furby backpacks to buy.
I still am. That's
And
how I found it.
I heard her say, that one's a little too muted for my taste.
It was a black and white Furby. It wasn't colorful. And then Kenyon was like, you already have
enough.
She's like, you already have a crazy backpack for your scooter. Why do you need another one? And I was like, well, that one's too big. That's like my grocery shopping on the scooter backpack. I need a smaller one.
She needs a backpack for the backpack.
Yes.
Right.
My goat backpack needs a tiny Furby backpack.
Right.
All
And
your
the one I
backpacks
really
are
want
like
is-
sentient.
The one I really want is $200, which I don't know
No.
if I can justify.
No.
You can't.
Do they
You
make
can't.
goth Furbies to go
Oh,
with
yeah.
your goat backpack?
I mean, yeah, but I think if I'm going to go down Furby lane, I want to go,
Right.
$200, man. Just send it to Bill. Your birthday's gonna be here before you know it. You can wait.
I could just submit a reimbursement receipt directly
No.
to
Nope.
him for my to Bill
Oh,
for my
to-
bill.
okay.
Yeah, not to the company.
No.
God, no.
We talked about it on the show. It's a write-off. Send
Yeah,
it to the
it's a
write-off
write-off.
people.
No. Okay, who are we and what the fuck are we doing?
Oh, God. I'm Kenyon, or am I?
Oh,
Oh, I'm Lucy, and I will ask the questions.
I'm Amanda, and oh my God, there's a Furby banana cowgirl sticker. Like, could
You need to slow down.
there be?
Oh my God.
It's perfect.
There are the depths, the deepest corners of the internet are fucking
Add to cart.
wild.
Add
Oh my God.
to cart.
Moving on while Amanda shops for Furbies. Oh,
What are you planning?
Paraphernalia.
Furbanelia.
We have a very special fan pick this week brought to you by Esther Swanson for their BFF, Gretty Beretti, for her birthday.
Sweaty
These
Gretty
are-
Beretti.
Sweaty
And I
Betty
wonder
Beretti.
if Gretty Beretti is an alias.
Probably.
Oh, that would make some sense. It really would. I just took that when you tell me your pronouns, I just go with it.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
your
I just
name,
took-
and I have no further questions.
No
Well-
Ferber questions.
Maybe their real name is Kristen Gretty Beretti, KGB.
Okay, wait. Now things are really starting to come together.
Really?
I'm an
heating up.
agent, y'all. I'm an agent.
You're a secret agent, Mund.
All right. So Esther has selected the topic of KGB crimes.
It's all making sense now.
And we've covered some big ones. Like I know I covered the really crazy poisoning case of the guy in
Oh, yeah.
the UK. Now I can't remember like literally anything. All I remember is like having to figure out what the scientific units of like a micrometer was or something.
I
Right, I
remember
forgot about that struggle. That was really
the
funny.
units.
Those units.
The
that was rough.
the units that went down the drain?
Yeah,
Wasn't there, like, a
just,
drain involved, like a
into, like the
hotel room?
London sewer system. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bad shit. Bad shit when you're trying to poison one person, but you're doing it in a world mega city.
A metropolis.
Yeah.
ugh.
So we've covered some, and I encourage you to go back and listen to those because the KGB is fucking wild, y'all.
Yeah, it's nuts.
We'll get to it.
But there's definitely more to cover. So first, Amanda, what is our wine crime pairing for KGB Crimes?
Well, you know what? We're not drinking wine today because I did Google KGB wine, no results. I looked into some Russian wines, but I was like, I don't really know if I want to spend money.
Definitely
on
don't want to
that.
support Russia
That's what I
right
mean.
now.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I've got vodka in my house. It's not Russian. What goes better with KGB Crimes than a vodka soda? So
And some Swedish vodka.
that's some Svedka. Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, it's Tito's. It's Tito's. But yeah.
I've got a Tito's and crayon.
Yeah. I'm just drinking Tito's and soda with a little lemon.
I'm
Tito's
drinking
is
iced tap
American.
water, which is the pregnant woman's vodka.
It's good for you, honey.
Yeah. Get
So,
some
you know,
fluoride.
Nothing too crazy. Just sipping on a little vad sword, Googling Furby backpacks, and getting ready for this incredible ride we're about to go on.
All right, living the dream.
Yeah. I also did so many errands and cleaning today. I'm feeling really
Are you amped up?
I'm kind of amped up.
Jealous.
Yeah.
I've had the same errands on my to-do list for like 2 full weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Oh,
leaving to go out of
honey.
town tomorrow, so I've also had the same errands on my to-do list for 2 full weeks, and today is the last day I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
That ADHD, I need a deadline. I
You
need some
do.
urgency.
Yep.
Girl got it done. I sweat through my jeans, but I got it done.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Honey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, have you changed?
Oh, no. I didn't have time. I sweat through my jeans mostly going on my scooter on like a 10-mile round trip to the pet store to get fresh bedding for my bunny cages on my scooter, and it's like 95 degrees out.
You
and
know
this
that
thing
you
is, like,
also own a car. So
I-
for errands involving large items
I
or
do.
very hot
Touche.
weather.
However, my car is not super safely drivable right now because the bumper came off.
Oh my
What
God.
did
All right.
you
This is
do?
a separate conversation.
No fault of my own except for
Uh-huh.
a pole that I backed into in a parking garage. So I'm getting that fixed.
Separate. Okay.
Getting that fixed. And in the meantime, I'm not driving her without a bumper.
And
Which
I
is on the
get
back
shit
seat.
for my driving. Okay.
Well, yeah,
Well,
but
she's
this was
not
my
driving
first,
it.
Yeah, this was my first Fendi Bendy in like 10 years, and it was only with a pole.
The last time you had a Fendi Bendy was with a pole in Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
And we blamed it on
we blamed it
Cam.
on Cam. Yeah,
Was
that
that
wasn't
the
me.
last time?
That was Cam.
Yeah. Well,
I
So-
recall some issues in Cape Town as well.
That's not the same. Driving on the wrong side of the road out there. That's
okay.
nuts.
Moving.
Taking off a
People are all
couple side views.
backwards.
It's fine.
I didn't even lose a single mirror.
It was you didn't. It was a rental. Whatever.
I don't think anyone else lost a mirror either.
Yeah,
They just
honey.
kissed. They kissed. Show me the
Okay.
photographic proof, and then I will secede.
I was too traumatized to take a picture.
Well, then I
Okay.
guess it's just your version of events against mine.
Okay.
Yes, Scotty.
So
Anyway,
we'll
moving
all
on.
have to learn some evasive driving techniques in this episode.
Guess so.
Lucy, what is our background and maybe psych for KGB Crimes?
Oh, was that your whole pairing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What else do you
got-
want to know
what
about
else do you-
vodka?
Yeah, I got nothing else to say.
I don't know. You got a lime? I don't know.
I didn't prepare facts. I just started talking about random shit.
I don't know. It can be made from potatoes, but also not made from potatoes.
There you
I don't
go.
know.
Made from something else.
It'll fuck you up.
Something to rub on.
It's
Something to
clear.
rub on.
Okay, I don't really have any psych other than this whole thing is fucking psychotic. So,
All right.
KGB, which stands for Komitet Gosударственной Безопасности.
Yep.
Okay.
Rolls
Nailed
off
it.
the tongue.
Rolls off the tongue, which is English for the Committee for State Security, is the foreign intelligence and was the foreign intelligence and domestic security agency of the Soviet Union. During the Soviet era, the KGB's responsibilities also included the protection of the country's political leadership, which was their primary motivation, the supervision of border troops, and the general surveillance of the population.
Surprised they were involved with the border troops, but okay.
Yeah.
Like a big chunk of it was protecting the border.
Huh. All right.
Which I didn't know either. So prior to the KGB, there was the NKVD, which is another acronym for an insane Russian phrase that I shan't attempt. But it translates to the People's Commissariat for Internal Affairs.
Okay.
So this was essentially the Interior Ministry of the Soviet Union. It was established in 1917. And I'm just going to say prior to the NKVD, maybe a little bit after, but definitely before, there were a bunch of other like acronym agencies.
Mm-hmm.
So there were like probably a half a dozen from the 18th and 19th centuries. Like there were just a lot of acronym organizations, which I didn't go into.
And then the revolution happened, and then there's like a million little committees, and then they have to all kind of get wrangled under one umbrella.
Yes. The NKVD, established in 1917, initially it was supposed to just be like the regular police plus oversight of the country's prison and labor camps, casually.
Yeah.
In 1934,
Chill.
the NKVD absorbed the OGPU, which was the country's secret police organization. So those two organizations combined basically gave it a monopoly over law enforcement activities that lasted until the end of World War II.
I didn't realize how it was considered just like general law enforcement. I thought it was always like secret spies.
It encompassed all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from Wikipedia. Quote, the NKVD undertook mass extrajudicial executions of citizens and conceived, populated, and administered the Gulag system of forced labor camps. Gulag, not to be confused with goulash. Two
Thank
very
you
different
for clearing
things.
that up. Yeah. Yeah.
Very different from Gestapo and Gazpacho.
Exactly. Fucking exactly. Baklava, balaclava.
You guys, she's an elected fucking
Yeah, she just
official.
got renominated for her party.
I truly can't.
Ugh.
I just don't understand if you are like a not insane QAnon Republican right now. Like, honey, what are you doing?
Not
Your head
winning.
is in the sand.
Like, look in the mirror. Look at these people. These are people in your party, and that doesn't fucking embarrass you. You don't see that you are helping them.
I don't
Yeah.
get it.
I know we don't have anyone still like that listening to this show anymore. We've weeded them all out, but
I'm just
Their
going to
parents
elect.
do.
I'm gonna elect a Furby, and they would do a better job.
they wouldn't strip human rights away. And
A Furby is neutral good.
I mean, but you're right.
Chaotic.
Yes, but
Chaotic.
they are influenced by their environment. So depending on who
Oh my
raises
God.
them
I'm
is
in.
what they
Next.
repeat and say
Next.
out loud.
I'm over it. Lucy,
Okay,
get back
all
to the
right.
gulags.
It could get
Their agents,
get messy.
the NKVD agents were responsible for the repression of the wealthier peasantry. They oversaw the protection of Soviet borders and espionage, which included political assassinations, and enforced Soviet policy in communist movements and puppet governments in other countries, most notably the repression and massacres in Poland to crush opposition and establish political control prior to World War One,
Wow.
right?
I
or at
was
least
not.
World War Two.
I wasn't laughing at the KGB. I was
Prior
laughing at
to and post World War II.
Well, I'm talking about the NKVD.
Okay, so up through the end of World War II.
Yes, you're right. Sorry, I was thinking of the NKVD established in 1917, so that carried through the end of World War One. I'm sorry, I don't have my dates on World War One, right?
World War One started in 1914 and ended in 1918.
Okay, so end of World War One, all of World War Two. A lot of political control, lots of secret shit, lots of meddling across their own borders to affect the outcomes of these wars. So the Gulag, or Gulag as in capital Gulag, because it is also an acronym, which I will not attempt to pronounce.
Oh, interesting.
Meaning cold soup.
Sure.
Gazpacho, was the government agency in charge of the Soviet network of forced labor camps set up by Vladimir Lenin, reaching its peak during Joseph Stalin's rule from the 1930s to the early 1950s. So we in English language world might also use the word gulag as just a casual noun in reference to all of the forced labor camps that existed in the Soviet Union, including the camps that existed in post-Lenin era. So we could call it the Gulag. We can call it Gulag proper.
It's like Kleenex.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Gulag, Kleenex, Gestapo, Gazpacho, all that.
I'm following.
The goulash was a major means of political repression in the Soviet Union. The emergent consensus among scholars is that of the 14 million prisoners who passed through the Gulag camps and the 4 million prisoners who passed through the Gulag colonies from 1930 to 1953, roughly 1.5 to 1.7 million prisoners perished either there or they died soon after their release, which was certainly because of their imprisonment.
Jeez. Oh my God.
And no, I don't know what the difference is between a Gulag camp and a Gulag colony. I'm sorry. I just don't.
One sounds maybe bigger than another.
Maybe.
Yeah. So in total, about 18 million people passed through the Gulag in general. And between 1.5 to 1.7 million people died because of it. But also because it's so secretive, a lot of people put that number as much higher.
Right. It's just estimates. And also maybe you survived, but your health and psychology were irrevocably fucked after being there.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So gulags, along with the secret police, played a huge role in Stalin's Great Purge from 1936 to 1938, which is, it's my understanding that he was basically, quote unquote, purging the Bolsheviks from the Union.
Any political rival, also Jews.
Okay. Well,
anyone.
On paper, it related to the Bolsheviks. We'll get to all those people.
Okay.
But the Great Purge specifically, from what I read, was about the Bolsheviks. So it was getting rid of the old order, making room for the new authoritarian fascism order, whatever. So Stalin died in 1953, and following the 1954 execution of a guy named Lavrenti Beria, who was the longest-lived and most influential of Stalin's secret police chiefs. So after he was executed, the KGB was founded under Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev to serve as, quote, the sword and shield of the Communist Party.
Wow.
I also have a photo of Beria on the drive. It's really fucking creepy because it's a photo of him with a little girl in his lap who is Stalin's daughter, and Stalin is sitting at a table in the background. Look at his gross little round glasses. You can't even see his eyes.
So the little girl looks like she's having a great time.
The little girl looks like she's being held against her will.
Yeah.
He has a weird beaded collar shirt. I don't know what he's wearing, but I love the rattan chairs.
Stalin has a pipe in his mouth. There's a guy with headphones on.
They're looking at rolled up photographs. They're clearly looking over spy
intelligence.
dossiers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really creepy fucking photo. I love it.
Ugh.
So KGB founded in 19 54. This new security service was designed to be tightly controlled by senior Communist Party officials. Here's a quote from my lover, Encyclopedia Britannica. Quote, "It was divided into approximately 20 directorates, the most important of which were those responsible for foreign intelligence, domestic counterintelligence, technical intelligence, protection of the political leadership, and the security of the country's frontiers." So those are the border agents that we were talking about. In the late 1960s, an additional directorate was created to conduct surveillance on suspended dissidents in the churches and among the intelligentsia. So like the academic class, I guess, right?
Yeah, literally, yeah. Even doctors, like,
Yeah.
anyone they deem to be a threat for whatever
Right.
reason.
For the next 20 years, the KGB became increasingly zealous in its pursuit of enemies, harassing, arresting, and sometimes exiling human rights activists, Christians and Jewish activists, and intellectuals judged to be disloyal to the regime.
Writers, poets, journalists.
So they were fine with keeping the smart people who were like, who they could prove were in line with the regime.
Or who, like, kept their heads down,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the KGB gradually expanded its foreign intelligence operations to become the world's largest foreign intelligence service. As the Cold War with the U.S. intensified, the KGB came to be viewed as a counterpart of the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA. However, unlike the CIA, the KGB conducted most of its activities domestically on Soviet soil and against Soviet citizens. So, like, in some ways, it's the same as the CIA, but they weaponized a lot of their power against their own citizens, which so far the CIA hasn't done.
And
too
they
bad,
basically
I guess.
had, like, more control, like, more direct control over their sphere of influence. So it became, like, domestic. Like, Poland was domestic.
They
to the
also had the
Soviet
whole
Union.
Soviet bloc. They had like Ukraine and what
Right.
is it, like Latvia, or I don't remember the other.
I don't.
bloc
They had a
ones.
lot of the stands.
Yeah, a lot of the blocks.
Yeah.
The KGB's many agents sometimes posed as businessmen and journalists, though many of them used the more conventional diplomatic cover because they could prove sort of that they were diplomats.
Right. Well, yeah, you work for the embassy, and it's an excuse to, like, get a visa and get your
just be
feet on the
there.
ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep, absolutely. So its successes included the infiltration of every major Western intelligence operation and the placement of agents of influence in almost every major capital on the planet.
Dang.
The KGB was also able to procure scientific and technical information for the Soviet military, and it repeatedly obtained advanced technology necessary for the development of Soviet submarines, airplanes, and rockets.
I was gonna say the space race. baby.
Undoubtedly, the space race shit, that creepy fucking thing with all the Sputnik with all the spikes sticking out. Ugh,
I love
hate
it. We choose to go to the moon.
We choose to go to the moon.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure a lot of the technology was stolen, and some of it they developed themselves. It was a mishmash.
They definitely developed the design because it was atrocious.
It was a goulash.
Yeah.
It was really
Apple
disturbing.
did not
No,
have any part
no.
of it.
There were
Or
no
at least not Steve
aesthetic
Jobs.
considerations.
It was the
love the
charging
Sputnik.
port underneath the mouse.
Oh God,
gross.
I can't with that.
Wait, what?
On your magic mouse, on your
How you
wireless
can't-
mouse,
You can't use your mouse while
while
it's
it's
charging.
Yep. That's why I'm
Great
currently
design.
using my wired mouse.
Yeah,
So fucking stupid.
really
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
stupid.
All right.
Hate it.
Along with the GRU, which was the Chief Intelligence Directorate of the General Staff, and so the GRU was primarily responsible for purely military operations. I feel like the GRU was part of the secret police also. But
Sounds
I don't,
familiar, but I don't know.
there are so many fucking acronyms. I tried to spare you guys. I'm sorry. The KGB enjoyed tremendous access to the secrets of both its adversaries and its allies. So they were all over the place. They had like no allegiance to their allies in
Gotta
terms
have
of like
blackmail
not
on
spying on them.
everyone just in
And
case.
Absolutely,
We'll
everyone.
get to it in my case, but espionage was so rampant and so common.
They were looking
Yeah.
out for number one.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you gotta, better
And
to
they
be
were
feared than loved.
paying good money
Mm-hmm.
for intelligence.
So this next little bit is kind of how the KGB played into the Cold War. Well, obviously the KGB played into the Cold
Right.
War. But so Soviet spy services under any acronym, whether it was pre-KGB or whatever, struggled to get a foothold in the United States in the early post-war period. This was due to the investigations spurred by the so-called Red Scare of the late 1940s and 50s, during which time U.S. officials and law enforcement leaders became particularly concerned about communist infiltration into American affairs, both in the U.S. and abroad. So the Red Scare led to the congressional hearings spearheaded by Senator Joseph McCarthy. Ever heard of him?
Fucking Wisconsin. Also, we will get to it in my case.
Amazing.
And wasn't the Red Scare, at least stateside, like super classist and anti-Semitic too?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And also most of and just homophobic. Most of it was just total bullshit.
Right.
I mean, we just recorded old Hollywood Crimes,
Right,
and I didn't
tons.
get to it, but there was
Right.
a Hollywood blacklist.
Yep.
We
Quote,
will get to
unquote.
it.
Okay,
we
great.
will get to it now.
Great. Okay. So Joseph McCarthy, who attempted to identify and thwart communist influence in American society. So basically, this Red Scare, all these hearings are credited, that's kind of a strong word, with bringing down much of the U.S. branch of the Communist Party, which in turn hampered conceivably KGB recruitment in the U.S. I'm not here to judge whether it
Maybe.
did more harm than good, but it was
It
bad.
did.
It was bad.
It did way more harm than good.
Okay. America's first CIA director, Alan Dulles, once said of the KGB, quote, "It is more than a secret police organization, more than an intelligence and counterintelligence organization. It is an instrument for subversion, manipulation, and violence, for secret intervention in the affairs of other countries."
It's a lifestyle.
It's a whole mood.
It's a whole mood.
Is that what Dulles Airport is named after? The first
Yes.
CIA director? Wow.
Yes.
Didn't know that. Okay.
There's like, there are basically, if anything in this country is named after like a white man, it's
it's
bad.
not good. Yeah.
It's real bad.
Yeah, Dulles Airport's not cute.
Fucking Limburg Terminal. We now just call it Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 here in Minnesota. We do not honor that man anymore.
Oh my
The
God.
big one and the little one.
Okay. So at
It's
its peak,
your
the KGB was the largest secret police and foreign intelligence organization in the world. As I said, researchers with access to Communist Party archives put the number of KGB personnel at more than 480,000 people.
Holy
Yeah.
fucking shit.
I
And-
fucking believe it.
And that includes 200,000 soldiers in the border guards. So,
Okay.
I mean, not quite almost half, but like 2/3 for sure, math, were involved in protecting the border. So the border
Right.
was actually a big issue.
part of
Still
it.
just a lot of people to be secret police domestically or
Well, they weren't all
spies
secret.
international.
They weren't all those people. A
Well,
lot of
maybe,
them were, but
maybe the border stuff, because Russia, loves to annex surrounding buddies. That I can understand. I'd like not support, but I can understand why they would invest so many resources in patrolling and controlling.
Well, keeping
border.
people out and keeping
Right.
people in.
they're
Right.
keeping that block under control
Yeah.
Exactly.
for sure.
And that there would already be troops staged there in the event that someone decided, let's infiltrate this country.
And the remaining, 280,000 people, like I said, they were not all spies. They were not all agents. Because this
A lot of
included
support staff.
this
goes into
included
it.
their domestic police force. This
Well,
included
right.
all of their like regular shit.
I mean, even in the CIA, you're still in the CIA when like really all you're doing is like
Pushing
administrative
papers.
work. And you're still a CIA agent, even if you don't have access to like sensitive
Or
intelligence.
you're not like in the field. You could be
Right.
doing trainings or whatever.
Exactly. You could be a fucking
Analyst.
administrative assistant. Analyst. Yeah, that's a really common one. Linguists.
Like this organization was so entrenched because of all of the previous acronym organizations, which were essentially the same things.
It's basically
It was-
Houston just taking on everything in its surroundings.
Well-
You're Houston now.
And if every time you want to intimidate someone, you need to send 2 people in trench
Right.
coats to their apartment, and then you need to like
a lot of
set
staff.
other people to tail them, and then other people to listen to the recordings that you take when you bug their house.
It's a lot of staff.
But
The
not
mind
to,
reels.
Not to oversimplify and say that every KGB person was an undercover agent, because it is
No, of
not
course not.
what I'm saying.
No.
It's massive. My point is, it was a massive, massive net over not only the Soviet Union, but the planet.
Right.
Right. Just like how, like we just said, anyone who here domestically who works for the CIA is not an undercover agent. You
Right.
could just be a secretary with the CIA.
Right. So estimates of the number of informers in the Soviet Union are incomplete, obviously, but usually range in the millions.
Yep.
So the informers themselves were not officially part of the KGB. There were millions of informers.
Well, right, because you don't want to track them necessarily directly back to that agency so that the KGB and the Russian or Soviet at the time government could distance themselves.
Yep.
Or they
From
could just
those
lean
moves.
on pretty regular people
Right.
one time and ask them, like about a specific person that they have under their.
Then they're still an
Totally.
informant, but they're also still like the baker down the street.
Right.
So every Soviet leader depended on the KGB and its predecessors, so its previous iterations, for information, surveillance of key elites, and control of the population. With the Communist Party and the army, the KGB formed the triad of power that ruled the Soviet Union.
Dang. Triad of power.
Don't like
Ugh,
it.
I do not like that.
I mean, our branches of
3
government
branches of
are-
government.
I know. Oh, I know. Checks and,
it's
balances,
working great.
right?
Yeah, it's great. Scholars disagree about the human cost of the KGB and its predecessors, but many estimate that they were responsible for the deaths of tens of millions of people. And yet not a single person who was involved with the KGB has ever been indicted for any crimes they may have committed in their own country.
Great.
This is impunity. I mean,
Yeah.
of course. The KGB was officially dismantled in 1991 under Boris Yeltsin after the fall of the Soviet Union. Its headquarters occupied what is now a famous structure at Lubyanka Square, not Red Square, as it's a common misperception. They're both in Moscow, though.
Yeah.
There's a picture
Red
of the
Scare and Red Square are very different.
Yes, there's a picture of this building on the drive. It's this big orange, just
Yeah, it's
hideous.
menacing.
It's menacing. It's really gross.
It looks like a really stressful post office hub in a huge city.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, also, do you see this black and white star, the Gulag star? So that star was like their emblem on every single labor camp. It's just so creepy because it's illustrated in a way that it looks like it's hanging over you in like a just a horrible, menacing way.
It looks like long legs. It creeps me out.
The way that it's designed is just like
Oppressive.
really
Not
gross. It's really gross.
Yeah.
Okay, so that the same gross building is now the home to the FSB, or the Federal Security Service of the Russian Federation. Obviously, yet another fucking Russian acronym, which serves a similar function as the KGB once did, but its reputation is not quite as notorious. So the KGB has basically just changed its name to the FSB. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Putin himself served in the KGB for 17 years, roughly. We don't know for sure, but roughly between 1975 and 1991. So he would have witnessed the downfall of the Soviet Union. He worked recruiting East Germans. So he worked in Dresden. He recruited East Germans who had a plausible reason to travel abroad, like we said. So like journalists, professors, technicians, scientists, somebody who had a real legit
Diplomats.
reason.
Yeah.
well, not diplomats because they could prove whether they were diplomats, but like regular people with somewhat regular jobs, who would have a good excuse to go abroad.
Got it.
So he would
Podcasters on tour.
Yeah.
maybe
Going to Canada.
he would recruit them to spy and steal secret information about like NATO or Western technology or like whatever the fuck.
Vancouver's super nice.
It is super nice.
I love Vancouver.
The hotel was great.
These are the secrets we're bringing back to the States. I didn't leave at all. I got room service for every meal.
Mushrooms are legal.
There they are.
So Putin specifically worked with the East Germany secret police organization, which was called the Stasi, which monitored hundreds of thousands of citizens and kept millions of documents on file. So he had access to all that shit.
This was pre-internet, so when they say on file, they mean paper,
Literally,
people.
yeah. In
Can you
Manila
imagine?
microfiche.
I can't. No wonder that fucking giant post office building is so goddamn big. They had to fit all
They got
those
a lot
files.
of information.
Yeah.
So this is from the Washington Post. Quote, the KGB was known to the Stasi as, quote, the Friends. And it relied on the KGB relied on the Stasi for support. For years, the Stasi prepared fake passports and driver's licenses for the Friends to create cover stories for their agents. Also, they called their cover stories legends, which I love.
Legend has it.
So my legend is sure to get me in New Hampshire or whatever.
Weird.
My legend is sure to get me into Vancouver.
I love a good legend. Tens of thousands of people in East Germany were, quote unquote, registered or marked in secret files of the Stasi as being of interest to the KGB. According to this German specialist who was interviewed, some were marked because the KGB was searching for people with plausible cover stories for trips abroad, like I said. So if you were a scientist or a technician, you were just casually, innocently living your life
You're on a
in
list.
East Germany, you're on a fucking list because they might come tap you and be like, hey,
You have to go
I'm
do
gonna
this thing.
force
They'll
you
start
to
to
go
bug you.
to New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll bug you. They'll follow you. They'll find some way to blackmail you,
Have you
or
ever
they'll just
visited
threaten
the
your loved
Pentagon
ones.
in the spring? You're gonna love it.
Calgary. Okay.
Yikes.
So this is like current present day. Reports suggest that Putin is planning to merge the Foreign Intelligence Service, or the SVR, with the FSB, which is the current modern day KGB, under the new name called Ministry of State Security. This was also the name used by the agency that was a precursor to the KGB during Stalin's tenure as the head of the Soviet Union.
That's great. It's always great when you're copying Stalin.
Oh, I'm sure it's just a coincidence.
Well, so the Ministry of State Security helped Stalin rule Russia and the satellite republics with an iron fist, quelling dissent domestically through murderous means and spying on foreign rivals. Some fear Putin's use of the name is a sign that some of these old tactics may return.
Yeah.
Cool.
He wants to be the supreme leader.
Yep.
Well.
He's a fucking psychopath. Anyway, that is my segment.
Great.
Have you seen the photos of him sitting at those really long tables, like very far apart?
Yes.
People just getting farther and farther from him. I only care about the Putin on a horse.
I
Topless
also
photos.
have pictures on the drive, which will be on the blog, of him in his. There's a copy of his ID when he was in Dresden, and then there's another portrait of him in his KGB uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
as a
Just has-
young man. He's always looked the fucking same, just really
Dead
dissatisfied.
fish eyes.
Yeah.
For
just
sure.
upset.
Very, very distinct looking, which you'd
Yes.
think would be a hazard
To
or a
the
liability.
KGB.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of Russians look like this.
Oh,
He would stick out in Des Moines, but probably not in Moscow.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe.
I'm putting the table photos in your folder on the drive.
Perfect.
They're just
All right.
They
Well,
say
that
a
was
lot.
fun.
Yeah.
Should we take a quick break and hear a word from our
Let's do
sponsor?
it.
Yes, I'm gonna stretch and order more Furby merch.
Duh. If you're anything like me, you're a little bit hard on yourself. You like to, wait until after you've finished all your peas to have dessert, or like wait until you've vacuumed the whole house before you can sit down and relax. Until you put off something you enjoy until you feel like you deserve it.
Yep.
Well, you've already earned some fun.
You have.
Let's face it. You have worked so hard. Life is very difficult. You deserve a little you time. It's like giving yourself permission to eat dessert before you finish your damn peas.
Yeah.
And with Best Fiends, an exciting puzzle adventure game, you can have fiendish fun anywhere, anytime.
Yes, I love Best Fiends. We know this. We've discussed this. I am on level 2,913.
You are crushing it.
Y'all, I have ADHD. Like, it's not actually that easy to hold my attention for that long. And that speaks to how incredibly fun and, like, ever-changing this game is. It's amazing. Best Fiends is a free-to-download mobile puzzle game with thousands of exciting levels for new adventures and challenges every time you play. Like, they do these fun seasonal events. There's all these cute little fiends to collect. They're all unique. They all have different, like, powers so that you can use your mind to decide which ones to use on which levels.
They're so cute.
They're so cute. You customize your team for each level to defeat menacing slugs, and you power up your favorite fiends to new levels for even more powerful skills, and you watch them transform as they get stronger, like they morph.
They grow up. They're like Tamagotchis.
They're so cute. And with offline play, you'll never be stranded without fun, even if you lose your internet connection or are like on a plane. That's honestly one of my favorite parts about it, is that it works with or without internet. And there are brand new events and challenges that pop up all year round, so you've always got a chance to earn exclusive in-game items, characters, and rewards, and log on and just like experience something fun and different.
Yeah. So you've earned your fun time. Go to the App Store or Google Play to download Best Fiends for free. Plus, earn even more with $5 worth of in-game rewards when you reach level 5. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends.
With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. You can skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and, my favorite, affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit.
I love HelloFresh. I can't express to you how much. Even though I'm like married to a chef, he never wants to cook at home.
No.
And he's always done the cooking when he does
All
cook.
day, yeah.
So I don't have like a whole lot of confidence in the kitchen, but every time I get my HelloFresh box, I'm just like, oh yeah, it is my time to shine.
Let's go.
Hello, chef. It's me. I'm the chef.
Yes.
So they have so many amazing, amazing recipes. What I made recently was the winner chicken orzo dinner.
Stop. Yum.
I love orzo. This like takes advantage of like the season's bounty. It has a side with like cheesy roasted zucchini and tomato.
Oh my God, yum.
Roasting vegetables in the summertime is one of my favorite things to do. Like I said, I love orzo. And then there's just this beautifully seasoned, like peppery chicken over the top of it. It's just like the best summer meal. I love it. So HelloFresh offers foolproof step-by-step recipes, which mean a joyful cooking experience and a stress-free summer. You spend less time in the kitchen.
Yep.
It's just really easy. Most of their meals are ready in about 30 minutes or less. And they also pay attention to like how many pots and pans they require. So you're also spending less time cleaning up after.
That's the best part. You know I hate cleaning my kitchen.
Oh, who doesn't?
Yeah.
HelloFresh is 72% cheaper than dining at a restaurant and is even cheaper than grocery shopping, if you can imagine. And you're wasting less because of these pre-portioned ingredients.
Yep.
That's money back in your pocket. It's better for the environment. It's better for your bod. It's better.
It's the best. So go to HelloFresh.com/gals16 and use code GALS16, that's GALS16, for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. One more time, go to HelloFresh.com/gals16 and use code GALS16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. And treat your kitchen with America's #1 meal kit.
Treat it.
Are we ready for my case?
Sure.
I went
Who
in
knows?
a very different direction because
Okay.
I've covered a lot of Russian shit on the show.
You sure
And I've-
have.
Covered like that other previous like extremely serious scary KG or I guess FSB crime in the past. So I wanted to find kind of a weirder did you know factoid case.
Okay.
Love.
Okay.
Okay. So, Marion Robert Morrison, aka John Wayne.
Oh. Okay.
Ever heard of him?
He
I
was
mean-
born right by where I got married.
Gacy?
John Wayne,
kidding.
the regular John Wayne.
I know. I was thinking
Gacy worked where I went to college, though.
I know.
So this is John Wayne, the hyper masculine movie star.
Right.
Yeah.
The actor, not the
Yeah.
killer clone.
Clone.
Began his acting career in silent films and soon, in the words of the New York Times, quote, saddled up to become the greatest figure of one of America's greatest native art forms, the Western.
He performed in
Yikes.
silent films.
I didn't know
he's
that either.
old as fuck.
Yeah, he was really old. Like when his career was big, he wasn't like a young heartthrob. He was already like in his 50s.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he
Oh.
played like that
He was-
age man.
Yeah, he was fucking Clint Eastwood, but
Oh.
then.
I thought he was a fox anyway. An
No.
old fox.
He's also a horrible
John
person.
You thought John Wayne was a fox?
Yeah.
Her eyesight's never been great.
I am not talking about Clint Eastwood.
I know you're not. I know you're not.
I like John Wayne.
No, you
You
don't.
shouldn't.
You don't.
You should not. He's a fucking awful person.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Go on the drive and look at photos of him. I guess young John Wayne, like very young John Wayne,
Young
was
John
cute.
Wayne, like his first, apparently non-silent film movies.
But those were not like popular. Like nobody saw those.
Well, my dad is a fucking freak. I saw a lot of them.
Ugh.
So middle-aged John Wayne you think is attractive.
Okay,
I just need to nail
young
this
John
down.
Wayne,
I
of
just
course.
can't get past this, so we're gonna sit here for a minute. We're gonna sit with this for a
we're gonna
minute.
sit in this.
We're gonna
Yeah.
unpack this. I don't care how long
I'm
it
not-
Look
takes.
at the picture of young John Wayne. You cannot
Yes.
tell me he wasn't
But
cute.
no one has seen that. You hadn't seen that before.
Right.
Because
Well,
that was before he
wasn't
was
popular
famous.
then.
But it was also his swagger. It was his style.
Okay, well, he's horrible and you don't like him.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
so
forgive me for appreciating someone's on-screen
I'm
personality.
yucking your yum emphatically.
1,000% yucking your yum. I'm kink shaming you. I'm Wayne shaming you.
I mean, he's not my
No.
kink.
No.
So John
Of
Wayne's
my many kinks, he's not one of them.
John Wayne's on-screen hyper-masculine persona was very much in line with his personal political views as a conservative Republican and fervent anti-communist. In the words of Washington Post reporter Eli Rosenberg, quote, John Wayne is never going to be confused for a progressive by anyone familiar with his life and career.
By any stretch of the imagination.
So biographers of John Wayne have suggested that his obsession with patriotism and anti-communism were actually ways of compensating for guilt that he felt for avoiding service in World War II. Despite
There was
the
probably
fact
no guilt.
When your whole like persona as a
as being a tough
famous
guy.
person is the like the Western stick 'em up tough guy, then yeah, he probably had a lot of internalized fucking like
Maybe.
misogyny and shame around that, and it probably didn't. I don't feel bad for him, but it just made him even more of a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he had to overcompensate.
Mm-hmm.
So despite the fact that other like Hollywood actors enlisted, he didn't during World War II. And so people, speculate that made him just really go off the deep end.
Well, fuck that guy.
So instead, he, quote, did his part by helping to create the ultra-conservative Motion Picture Alliance for the Preservation of American Ideals.
Good lord.
Oh,
So
that does
again,
not sound
we
good.
we can make our own fucked up acronyms. Russia doesn't have.
They don't
A
get to have
monopoly
them
on
all.
acronyms.
So this,
Although
this
they do try.
they do try. They give us a run for our money. So the initial acronym for this was Popeye.
Wow.
Wait, how do you spell
The
that?
MPAPAI.
Love that chicken from Popeye.
Popeyes.
Oh my God. I heard a Popeyes commercial earlier.
Did you think of me?
No, I'm home by myself and I just screamed, love that chicken from Popeyes.
It's the best commercial in the world. It is peak.
It was such a knee-jerk reaction that I scared myself, to hear my own voice just screaming it.
Yep,
I know.
It's Pavlovian for
I
sure.
do it every time.
That chicken
from
Popeyes.
Okay, so they later shortened the
So
acronym to just MPA. So this is a conservative, ultra-conservative motion picture committee, formed in 1944. A lot
Jokes
of
on
overlap.
them. There was still a lot of oversight on what he could do with the films.
Yes,
Right.
but they wanted more.
Oh, okay.
So tons of overlap with my case from Old Hollywood, actually. So one source describes this organization as a, quote, conscious effort by the far right in Hollywood to assert control over the film industry. Led by producer Sam Wood, Hollywood conservatives like Ronald Reagan and Ayn Rand
Oh.
banded together to combat what they perceived as covert infiltration of the entertainment industry by communists.
Great.
That reeks of anti-Semitism.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Soon after its formation, the organization released a pamphlet titled Screen Guide for Americans. The pamphlet read in part, quote, "The purpose of the communists in Hollywood is not the production of political movies openly advocating communism. Their purpose is to corrupt our moral premises by corrupting non-political movies, by introducing small, casual bits of propaganda into innocent stories, thus making people absorb the basic premises of collectivism by indirection and implication." Basically, what they're saying is like, they're so insidious.
Right.
It's like if they
It's coming into your homes without you even knowing.
coming into your homes with nice stories about openly gay people or
Right.
racial intermarriage
Drag
or
queen story times at your local library.
sharing a
Yeah.
piece of bread with your neighbor.
Well,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Well, COVID.
Bread's expensive. Oh, right. COVID.
So the MPA's main activity was accusing films of promoting, quote, un-American concepts through subtle messages in the script. One example of evidence presented by the
I could hear the quotes in exactly how you said that of evidence.
presented by the Popeye
Bye-bye.
was a script that included the line, "Share and share alike. That's democracy." So they objected to that line because they thought it was insidiously
socialist.
suggesting socialism.
I get it.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
By a John Wayne apologist.
No. You don't even want to joke about that.
Yeah.
You're going to get us canceled.
Yeah, and
we
someone-
don't
and-
like John Wayne.
You saying this, somebody's going to get confused and be like, Kenyon is a John Wayne apologist. Because that's how it always happens.
I'm planting
I
the
always get
seed.
blamed, even though I didn't say it.
That doesn't mean I said it. It means somebody imagined it and
Yeah.
blamed it on you.
They always blame it on me.
Well,
Okay. So
if the gulag fits.
it doesn't.
I know, I'm just kidding.
It's pronounced goulash.
Take
You're right,
a walk
I'm
in
sorry.
somebody else's gulags.
I
Galoshes.
made these gulags when I won American
They still
Teen
fit.
Princess.
These gulags.
Don't you know? I sold these gulags.
Oh my God.
And wouldn't you know it, they still fit.
She had a big ass then. She's got a big ass now.
no.
All right. Soon after its founding, the MPA invited the House Un-American Activities Committee to launch a full-scale congressional investigation into Hollywood's ties to communism. So they invited the Red Scare basically into Hollywood.
Yeah, they ushered it in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
John Wayne was elected president of this committee, not the committee, of the MPA in 1949. As president, he oversaw an aggressive lobbying effort to persuade the city of Los Angeles to keep an official registry of known communists. Under Wayne's leadership, the MPA also began coercing supposed voluntary loyalty oaths from Hollywood actors and screenwriters. So they would go to people who wanted work and
Sign
be like,
this oath, we'll give you work.
yeah.
Right.
Psychopath.
Wayne served 4 terms as president of the MPA from 1949 to 1953.
Christ.
Ish.
Throughout this time, he remained a vocal supporter of Joseph McCarthy and the House Un-American Activities Committee. Although he abhorred all communists, Wayne's specific focus as MPA president was on the secret communist ties of Hollywood screenwriters, or the imagined communist ties of Hollywood screenwriters.
Right.
He seemed to bear a particular grudge against writers, stating in one interview that, quote, screenwriters generally thought themselves intellectually superior to mere actors. Many of them belonged to an alliance of liberals and communists.
A lot of them were, in fact, Jews.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just a personal grudge. He just was like, well, you think I'm a dumb grunt,
Yep. And that you're so much smarter and better than me.
so I'm going...
Let me show you by fucking ruining your life.
I think
and
that's a
potentially
lot
getting
of
you
the
fucking killed.
It's a lot of the
frankly.
Republican Party.
white
these
male
days.
grievance. Yeah.
God, make liberals cry again.
Yeah. He wanted to own the libs.
Yeah.
As an actor, he had a long history of selecting roles based on how patriotic he perceived the script to be.
Oh,
God.
That was his benchmark.
Well, I officially don't have a crush on John Wayne.
Thank you.
We told you.
According
God.
to director George
Hey, the last time I
Sherman,
watched a John Wayne movie, I was 13. So
Still.
get
you
off
were
my
just
job.
horny in general.
Yes.
Apparently something was going
Get
on
off
if
my
you were
dick.
like, that's the guy. He's the guy.
He's
This
a
is
cowboy.
Cowboy,
He's a
take me away.
cowboy.
Cowboy,
A
take
thing
John
for
Wayne away.
cowboys. Fucking get off my dick.
So, according to director George Sherman, Wayne asked for the script for 1939's Wyoming Outlaw to be rewritten to include the line, quote, America stands for freedom and fair play.
What?
And foreplay.
Nice.
I don't think you would
Everybody
like
knows
that, but
foreplay is European, okay?
You know what?
It's
You're right.
Definitely not American.
I'm a communist for even saying that.
Ooh, you're blacklisted, bitch.
I am. I'm outing myself.
So towards the end of his tenure as MPA president, Wayne formed his own production company so that he could have total control over his scripts. And with such brilliant screenwriting as America stands for freedom and fair play, who could stop him?
It's so bad. It's so embarrassing.
Almost as bad as Make America Great Again.
Yeah. Which
For
was
its-
also stolen.
Yep.
From Reagan, who was in on all of this.
Yes.
For its first script, the company consulted with the House Un-American Activities Committee investigator named William Wheeler and produced a film called Big Jim McCain, starring John Wayne as
John
McCain.
McCain.
yeah, not as John McCain. John McCain was not a real thing yet, but he was born
Be way cooler
then.
if he was.
He was barely born. Like he was born, but
Yeah.
barely.
But John Wayne plays an investigator for the House Un-American Activities Committee, or HUAC.
So it's just propaganda that he was making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
uncovering a communist conspiracy in Honolulu, Hawaii. So I love how
so that he could shoot
go to
in
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Oh my God. You know what? It's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant.
I'm not
We are
even
moving
that mad about it.
headquarters to the Maldives. and
Absolutely.
That's the only place we can record.
I'm sorry.
That's where all
we-
the true crime happens. I don't make the rules.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
exactly.
so sorry.
It all happens in Key West, Florida.
Oh, yes. Let's do it. Let's open a hub in Key West.
Yes.
So Wayne's anti-communist obsession did not escape the attention of one man who had a personal stake in the success of communism. Joseph motherfucking Stalin.
Oh. He did have a personal stake in the success of communism.
He had several.
The Soviet dictator who brutally ensured that his own country was producing only pro-Soviet films was actually quite the movie buff in his spare time.
I love this weird shit.
Bring me John
Bring
Wayne.
me John
Yeah.
Wayne.
It's
Bring me John McCain.
It's-
Wayne.
so similar, actually,
John
to my old
McClane.
Hollywood case where Hitler was in love with Clark Gable.
Bring me Clark Gable.
That's the most ridiculous.
It's absurd. This is so crazy.
I know. They're still just fragile human men at the end of the day. They're
have
mobsters, but
Hetero crushes on other men.
yeah.
Bring me John Wayne.
Yeah. No, but literally, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I believe.
So each of Stalin's homes contained a private theater where he would screen films of every genre and, of course, like films that were barred from being shown to regular Soviet citizens. He could watch whatever
Plebs.
he wanted.
Yes.
Right.
Among his favorites were American cowboy movies.
Mm-hmm.
He reportedly identified with, quote, the independent, defiant, and self-reliant heroes, even if these were ideals that were technically soups uncommunist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rumor has it that after one of these screenings, Stalin suddenly turned on John Wayne, stating, quote, that he was a threat to the cause and should be assassinated.
Oh.
Wow.
Heather, those are not
Okay.
words you want to hear.
That's a hard left.
Maybe it was because America stands for freedom and fair play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he should have known that.
So, pissed off Stalin. One cowboy film too far.
Oh, yeah. Dial it back, Wayne.
Marion.
Marion.
Madam
I
Librarian.
forgot his name is Marion.
Yeah.
He wants us to forget. His fragility
Yeah.
wanted us to
His
forget.
museum has the word Marion in it, I think.
Whatever.
So, according to several sources, the KGB, who were well accustomed by this point to Stalin's violent personal whims, did in fact try to carry out his assassination of John Wayne orders.
Oh
Oh my,
God. I mean, I'm not going to say bummer they didn't succeed.
But
I'm just not going to say it.
I'm gonna not say it.
I didn't
not-
say it. I don't know
I'm
what
not
you're talking
going to
about.
say Bette Midler is an ugly woman, but
Fucking
But
Trump.
who said that?
Trump said that.
Of course.
Oh, right. I mean,
And she's
That
not.
Midler-
She's perfect.
He
Precious.
tweeted
she's not
it.
perfect. She's
He
Oh, no.
on
tweeted that.
Twitter. She's on Twitter with some fucking anti-trans bullshit these days.
Oh,
Well,
God.
he tweeted that and said, I'm not going to say Bette Midler is an unattractive
Right.
woman, but she...
I just tweeted it. Right.
Oh, because I insist on being politically correct at all
right.
times.
Right. Right.
That was the quote.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Okay.
I miss him, you guys.
He'll be back so soon.
Yeah, you don't have to wait long.
That was a joke. I don't miss it.
Okay, so KGB's 13th department, which that is very scary sounding,
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
was called
Like they
the
don't put a 13th floor in hotels. Let's not put a 13th department in the KGB.
District 13 of the
Yeah,
KGB.
let's fucking
Ew.
not.
Was called the Directorate of Special Tasks.
Hate it.
And this would have been, like, they would have been the ones to attempt to assassinate John Wayne. According to Michael Munn, a film historian and the author of John Wayne, The Man Behind the Myth, the 13th Department did indeed begin plotting this assassination, but John Wayne caught wind of the plan.
Stalin accidentally tweeted it.
According to some sources, 2 Russian filmmakers named Sergei Gerasimov and Alexei Kapler learned of the plan and informed Orson Welles, who told John Wayne.
Another crazy asshole.
Crazy asshole, but also like such a weird person for John Wayne to be friends with. But like
Right?
they were friends, even though Orson Welles was like definitely
The opposite of what he was into.
Yeah, like a liberal, progressive, and like closeted homosexual. And like, I don't know how they were friends, but they were friends.
I love it.
Just look up drunk Orson Welles commercials.
No, I
and
can't.
Enjoy
It
the
is
rest of your night. It's so
it's a
funny.
rabbit hole. And I have spent so long watching those videos.
There's one where he's like trying to sell champagne.
Oh, I know.
It's just like,
He's shit faced.
I'm looking it up. Looking it up.
Okay. So Orson Welles heard from these Russian filmmakers, these Russian directors, that the KGB was out to assassinate John Wayne, and he told John Wayne. Other source, which is like the craziest sentence I think I've ever said.
By the way.
Other sources state that it was actually the FBI who learned of the plot and informed the movie star. Either way, the story of what happens next goes that the 2 KGB hitmen arrived at Wayne's Hollywood office where they were met by FBI agents. And then the FBI agents reportedly then handed the men over to Wayne and his friend, scriptwriter Jimmy Grant. And then John Wayne and Grant were able to just like do with what they would to
What did they do?
Oh my
these
god.
KGB agents.
What they do?
They took the hitmen to a private beach where they staged a mock execution.
Oh my
Guys, no.
You guys.
The drama.
We've done that to my sister, though. Private beach, mock execution.
It was a sacrifice. She was consenting.
She's fine.
The second time around.
Yeah.
She struggled a bunch the first couple times, though.
But that's
She's
literally
fine.
just because like the FBI agents thought John Wayne was cool and hyper masculine, and they'd seen him in all these wild cowboy movies, and they were like, well, he
They were
can
like,
handle a gun.
we'll hook you up.
Oh my god.
Like, that's not fucking protocol.
It's absurd.
It's absurd.
That is extrajudicial. And just extra.
It's so extra. The drama.
So the hitmen were allegedly so fearful of retribution back home for like failing their mission so
To kill John
spectacularly
Wayne.
that they pleaded to remain in the U.S. and become FBI informants.
Wouldn't
Oh.
you? I would.
I probably would too. That's probably what I would try to get.
That's scary.
I wouldn't want to go back to Stalin and be like,
So
not
I
only could I
fucked it
not
up.
get you, John Wayne, he was really mean to me on a beach.
He kind of got me.
I peed my pants. It was really embarrassing.
Like,
I
I'm
did not.
okay.
I am not okay.
Joe,
I
I
did
am
not
not
do this
okay.
right. I'm gonna need like a mental health sabbatical.
I will not be at work
mean
on
to me
Monday.
on a
I'm
beach.
taking
He was like
mental health
super
day.
mean to me on a beach, and I like couldn't handle it.
Can't even. You guys. Stalin, you guys.
It
Stalin,
really fucked
try
me
to
up.
understand. No,
Joe, no.
Jojo.
Joseph, no, Joseph.
Hose
You
before
like
Joe's.
don't know how mean he was.
Joseph or Joe.
So I don't know what happened to those KGB guys.
Targeted by the KGB.
Doesn't exist anymore. We'll get targeted by the FSB.
He was like super mean to me on a beach.
beach.
There was like another guy, and like on top of everything, I like got sunburned. Because it was California.
So, like,
Crying. I can't.
I haven't eaten like fresh fruit in like 2 weeks.
I haven't had any goulash the whole time I was in Hollywood.
Girl, me neither.
Oh.
Okay, we need to stop. I'm so sorry, listeners. He was mean to me on the beach.
Super mean to be on a beach.
In front of all my friends.
In front of like this other Hollywood guy, and it was like so mean.
It was really mean. It was uncalled for.
And then we had to like ride back with them in the car in the traffic.
It was so awkward. And like you did not tell me how bad traffic was in Los Angeles, and I was like not prepared.
And he only listened to country music on the radio.
Oh my God, it was awful. Like, I kind of feel like I did my time for this already.
I've already been punished, so can you just
like
go easy?
Like, haven't I suffered enough though?
You know what? Screw this. I quit. I'm just gonna go.
Joe's like, you can't quit. This is the KGB. You'll be sent to the goulash.
Okay, literally my stomach hurts from laughing. Okay. Okay, so
Are you sure it's not from the injustice that happened on the beach?
Fucking choking. Okay. Whew.
Okay.
The only water I have has vodka in
You're
it.
fine.
Okay, I'm taking a sip of my actual water. Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay, so following this nightmare on the beach,
It was like a whole thing.
John, I can't. Okay. Woo. Ah.
Worst vacation of my life.
Supposed to be
Never
a
going back to the
cushy assignment.
shore.
Supposed to be an easiest.
Never meet your heroes.
I gotta call my mom.
Oh my God. Okay, everyone has stopped listening to this.
It's about time. It's about damn time.
I can feel the listenership numbers dropping. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so following this, Wayne is rumored to have declined any protection from the FBI because he's a tough guy.
Smart.
And to
I
have
took care of
used,
them.
to have instead used Hollywood stuntmen to infiltrate communist cells to expose any potential further plots against him. So really he just like
Okay.
got like even more paranoid and macho.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Because stuntmen can handle it.
Oh my God. Why is John Wayne
Same
such a
exact
fucking
training as a
idiot?
KGB agent. There's a stunt guy from Fresno.
He's not from Fresno. He's from Iowa.
That's right. No, the stunt guy.
The stunt guys
Oh,
from
the
Fresno.
stunt guy,
Keep
yeah.
up. Keep up.
Got it.
So
Okay.
his John, cut some of this because we are awful right now.
Oh,
Okay.
it's amazing. Keep all of it.
So historians have expressed doubt over this entire story, especially noting the implausibility that FBI agents would have handed over suspected KGB assassins to a movie star to deal with as he wished on a
Would have
beach.
gone to a beach in the first place. Oh my God. No, I want it to be true.
It's true. We're going to believe it's true. But supporting Wayne's claims that the KGB targeted him is the fact that following Stalin's death in 1953, Nikita Khrushchev reached out to formally apologize and inform him that the standing order for John Wayne's assassination had been rescinded.
So like okay, I'm so sorry. I wanted to kill you, okay? I did. But like
Soups happened.
But like I slept on it and then like I took it back. Like I meditated on it.
No, it's more like,
And I took it back.
The guy before me was a little cuckoo bananas, and he tried to kill you. And
It wasn't
up
me.
until
I
today,
had nothing to do with it.
there was a standing order to have you killed.
But like
I took it away.
down. Yeah.
Just so you know, I'm fine with you being
you
here.
Exactly.
Holy fucking shit.
So
Just so you know, I'm fine with you being here. I rescinded
fine
it.
with it.
literally, Khrushchev reportedly said to Wayne, quote, "That was a decision of Stalin during his last 5 mad years. When Stalin died, I rescinded that order."
I'm pro John Wayne.
Was Khrushchev a psycho also?
No, not as bad.
I feel like he was fairly normal.
yeah. So following, it's hard to be as bad as Stalin. He is
Right.
up there.
Touche.
So following Stalin's death, John Wayne maintained his anti-communist obsession. In 1960, he joined the John Birch Society. Blech.
What's that?
It's a horrible far-right Republican think tank. Stupid, horrible thing.
Yeah.
But soon quit after the organization proved too extreme even for him.
If it's too extreme for John Wayne,
And this was because they were on this new kick of denouncing fluoride in the water as a communist plot.
well, it does control your mind.
So
So I
That's-
don't trust it.
that's when John Wayne was like, oh, wait, maybe not you guys.
Oh, wait.
Not in my tap water. You're not putting nanobots in my tap water.
Oh my God. So in 1973, John Wayne was criticized publicly by Marlon Brando on the Dick Cavett show. So Brando stated that,
Another gem.
quote, well, Brando had,
Marlon Brando was way better than John Wayne.
Yes.
I
Oh,
can
yeah.
recognize
he
that.
had a lot of redeeming anti-racist
Moments.
stuff. He did have some problematic anti-Semitic stuff and misogynist stuff. It's, you know,
No one's perfect.
It was a,
doing the best we
different
can.
time.
yes.
We're doing the best we can with
He
what
did
we
a
got.
lot of work for civil rights despite problems. Okay. So Marlon Brando fucking hated John Wayne and said, quote, "We Americans like to see ourselves as perhaps John Wayne sees us, that we are a country that stands for freedom, for rightness, for justice. It just simply doesn't apply." And then we don't have time to get into it, but there was like the whole incident at the Oscars where
Yes.
Marlon-
I watched this video recently.
Yeah,
Yes.
when the indigenous woman came up to speak.
Sasheen Littlefeather is her
And-
name.
Oh, yes. And then John Wayne tried to beat her up.
Yup.
Yes.
he's a
Now
piece
I'm
of shit.
remembering this. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
my,
for
my crush is gone.
So for those who don't know the story, the overview of the story is that Marlon Brando won an Oscar for The Godfather. And to protest the treatment of indigenous people in our country, he declined to accept that Oscar himself, and he sent in his place an indigenous activist woman named Sasheen Littlefeather, and she got up on stage and like gave a speech, and you know he was handing her his platform basically. And it was very controversial at the time because it was the fucking 70s, and
Right.
And John Wayne lost his gold.
John
Lost
Wayne
his shit.
was in the crowd and lost his fucking
No,
mind.
he was like behind. He was backstage. He was one of the presenters, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
Because he like tried to go at her.
He tried to like
backstage.
attack her.
Yes, he tried to physically attack her and physically stop her from speaking on the stage, and it took 6 security guards to hold him back.
Yeah.
He was like so fucking pissed that a woman of color was speaking
Saul
about human
coming
rights.
Well, he was
Saul
like
coming back.
specifically perturbed because I think
She was
like
indigenous.
Westerns and she was indigenous and like they did so much filming on like indigenous land. And she
Well,
was
Westerns
bringing
are so problematic with
exactly
like, yeah.
and anti-fucking indigenous. And
Right.
yeah, it was just not. It was not good. He was not good.
So, John Wayne's troubling political views were back in the news in 2019 after a 1971 Playboy interview resurfaced on Twitter. In the interview, he expresses numerous racist and homophobic views, including, and this is going to be really bad. This quote from John Wayne is really bad. I'm just warning you guys. Quote, "I don't feel we did wrong in taking this great country away from the Indians.
Oh my God. Off to a really good start. Okay, keep going.
Our so-called stealing of this country from them was just a matter of survival. There were great numbers of people who needed new land, and the Indians were selfishly trying to keep it for themselves. End quote.
My
Yeah,
God.
that's what it was.
Yep.
No notes, John Wayne.
Yep.
Jesus
I-
Christ.
Love it.
Yep. Didn't some Republican lawmaker recently say something about how the Native Americans generously gave us their land or something? Like there was
Right,
something.
right.
It was like a
Like we
gift.
didn't commit genocide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened recently. Whatever.
Ew.
So the resurfacing of the interview led to ongoing calls for John Wayne Airport in Orange County to be renamed, but as of today, it has not.
Oh.
And that is John Wayne. I knew that he was like a macho guy, and like
Real
that's
piece of
gross, but I did not know how big of a piece of shit he was.
But did you know that I queued up this video of Orson Welles?
Oh my God.
Did you
Turn
send it?
camera. Mark. 102, take one. With overlap, action please.
We do not have the rights to this.
Action Orson, please.
I can't see
anything? No, it's sorry, cut. Yeah, rolling. 102, take two.
Ah, the French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated. So Paul
The French champagne.
It's Moira Rose. He is
It's-
just Moira Rose.
It is herb flavors.
Flute wine.
wine.
Someone needs to do
All
a
right.
side by side.
Oh my god, I'll
So,
get to work on
John
that.
Wayne, not a fox.
Piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
Orson Welles, absolutely incredible.
Well,
Moving on.
Problematic in his own way.
They all are.
Everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all problematic. Some of us are just worse than others.
Yeah. All right, that's my
Anyway.
case. The KGB on the beach.
Good
I
God.
never anticipated laughing that hard, and I can't believe I have to follow that. Nothing funny happens in my case. So let's take a quick sponsor break
Take a quick old break.
and then get back to it. I hate bra shopping, okay?
Yeah.
I do not like it. I don't like the lighting in mall dressing rooms.
No, I don't like getting undressed in public.
I mean, I love doing that, but I don't like, I don't know. There's something about like going into a store where you know 500 people have put on that bra before you. That's just not my favorite. And then like you don't get measured right at most of those places. The sizes vary everywhere you go. It's a nightmare. I really do not like it. And that is why Third Love has been an absolute game changer. And especially my favorite thing on the planet, Third Love's 24/7 classic t-shirt bra. This thing delivers on style and comfort. It's why it's their #1 bra. Millions of people with boobs agree this bra makes their boobs happy. I love it. It's like seamless under a t-shirt. I don't wear a lot of white t-shirts anyway because of my hair, but on that rare occasion when I'm like, I want to wear a white t-shirt today, I'm reaching for the 24/7 classic t-shirt bra. It's comfortable. It is seamless. It is wireless. It's unlined. It is so perfect.
You can nap in this bra.
I have.
It's really comfortable. It also comes in sizes A through H, plus Third Love's exclusive half cup sizes. You're always gonna get the right fit with these half cups. It's so awesome.
Yep.
I have a major issue with like spillage, the spillage over on the top,
Same.
and also like the pinching under the arms.
Yes, the pinching.
The pinching. They have so many options for wired and wireless bras. because I'm over the wires personally.
Yep.
They just have so many options. Like Amanda said, that 24/7 classic t-shirt bra. Love it. I also found a strapless bra that I actually feel good in from Third Love. I know. If that doesn't say it all, I don't even know what will.
That's
Third
a
Love-
feat.
I know. Third Love also has their fitting room quiz. So did you know that your bra size can change 6 or more times throughout your life?
I'm learning this.
Also, like, just throughout the day, throughout
Yeah.
the seasons,
I know.
feel.
I'm like, life? What about hour?
Yeah, so Third Love makes it so easy to find a bra that actually fits with this amazing quiz. It's like a personal shopper, but it's better. So it focuses on your size, your breast shape, your current fit issues, like I said, the spillage, the pinching, etc. And then it'll suggest all these styles of bras that are perfect for you. That it has never done me wrong. I love it so much.
It's amazing. But feeling is believing, y'all. So give your boobs the 24/7 comfort and support that they deserve and that you deserve. Upgrade your bra today and get 20% off your first order at thirdlove.com/gals. That's 20% off at thirdlove.com/gals. And treat your boobies.
Treat them.
Are you ready for my way less entertaining case?
I bet it's fascinating.
I mean, it's definitely a wild ride. And this was the fan picker case. So I'm like thrilled to be doing it. It's just real hard to follow everything that just happened, but I'm going to try. So Aldrich Rich Ames was born in River Falls, Wisconsin on May 26, 1941. His parents were both teachers, one a college professor and one a high school English teacher, and he had 2 younger sisters. In 1952, his father left the collegiate school system and accepted a position with the CIA as an analyst. Which may have been an analyst, which may have been Rich's inspiration to also go into the field after he graduated high school.
Of anal.
What was he teaching?
I'm not sure. I didn't.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with his dad, so I just didn't even bother.
Okay.
This is padding.
Yeah.
Got it.
So Rich attended the University of Chicago in 1960, but only stayed for 2 years before enrolling as a CIA trainee in 1962 and simultaneously completed his bachelor's degree at George Washington University, graduating in 1967.
The best 7 years of college.
Right. Yeah. And other reports that I read were that he had, like, since his dad started working as an analyst, he had done, like, summer internships with the CIA. He'd been, like,
He was a
working toward
shoo-in.
this, for a long time. It was in the CIA trainee program that he met fellow trainee Nancy Segabarth. And the 2 married in 1969. I feel bad for Nancy for a lot of reasons, and that last name is one of them. However, the CIA had rules about married partners working in the same office, so she resigned to carry out her wifely duties while he stayed.
Fucking 1960s.
Classic.
So the CIA sent Rich all over the world. Shortly after marrying Nancy, he was sent to Turkey to recruit Soviet nationals stationed there to become spies for the U.S. So he would go there and, like, hang out with these Soviet nationals and then be like, I have a better gig for you. Let's go over here. And you spy for us and we'll pay you some money. He returned to the U.S. in 1972, where he stayed and enjoyed wedded bliss until 1981, when he was stationed in Mexico City, Mexico.
Mexico City, Missouri.
Mexico. But he did well while he was in the U.S. And also, I think Rich might have had ADHD, because I read this in Wikipedia and was like, hello, it's me. Quote, his performance was rated excellent and he received several promotions and bonuses, being ranked above most operations officers in his pay grade.
But he kept
However-
ordering Furby backpacks online.
However, Ames' tendency to procrastinate in submissions of financial accounting was noted. His inattention to detail also led him to commit 2 important security violations, including once leaving a briefcase containing classified operational materials on the subway.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
That's why they have those handcuffs for
Yeah.
him.
Ames apparently received only a verbal reprimand. Also
Lucky.
very much like old Mandy. So in 1981, he goes to Mexico and his wife once again remains in the United States.
Oh, she didn't even
Once-
get to go to Mexico?
I
Or
don't
maybe
know if
she
it
didn't
was
want to.
didn't get to or didn't want to. I'm not sure.
Cheap.
The CIA is cheap.
Yes.
I
As I've declared it.
okay.
I didn't say it. I declared it.
I declare.
I want to go to
Bankruptcy!
Mexico.
I know, right?
I've never been.
Me either.
Well, then when we move, we'll have to move our office to Mexico City. So once rewarded for his work, he really slipped into mediocrity in Mexico. He was more interested in meeting women than doing his job and had several affairs. Most notably, an affair with a woman named Maria del Rosario Casas Dupuy,
Ooh.
who worked for the Colombian embassy and was a CIA informant. He kept his affair quiet from both his wife and the CIA until he decided to marry her in 1985, leaving Nancy in the dust.
Did he get divorced first?
He
Probably
did. So
not.
he went
Okay.
back. He went back to the States, separated and divorced from Nancy, married her, and then it was like, okay, it's out there. So,
Right.
oops. And the CIA was like, well, that wasn't good, but I guess you're already
Verbal
married. so-
reprimand 2.
Right. And then I think Maria stepped down from her role as an informant in the CIA once again. So he kept his job
Keeps
and she
tanking
just.
women's careers.
Good.
Pretty much.
Great. As long as
Yep.
he's okay.
Yeah.
He emerges unscathed.
I mean, they both get a little scathed.
But that's neither here nor there.
Oh, petite scathed.
Touch scathed.
So Rich and Maria had a son in 1989, and Rich, who had always been a fan of the drink, got even deeper into his alcoholism. Proved too tempting for some of them. You'd think the hidden marriage to a foreign national who worked with the CIA and his drunken outbursts, including one at a diplomatic dinner in Mexico, wherein he screamed at a Cuban official, would get him booted from the CIA. But once again, the power of white male mediocrity prevails.
That
Yeah.
sweet golden
Imagine
parachute.
a female CIA agent doing any one of these things.
I can't.
And keeping their job.
I
Getting
can't.
hammered at a
Luncheon.
diplomatic
Leaving
dinner.
a briefcase on the subway
On
full of
the
classified
subway?
material.
Y'all, I
Jesus.
can't.
Having an affair with an informant and then getting
And then
divorced and then marrying them.
her, it's
Yeah.
so,
Yep. Yep.
So the CIA sent him on assignment once again, this time back to Washington, D.C. He was assigned to a highly sensitive position in the Department of Operations where the main focus was Soviet intelligence.
Oh, there we go.
Finally divorced from Nancy and forced to pay her monthly alimony, as well as a sizable repayment of debt that had been racked up during the marriage, and a new wife with very expensive tastes.
Uh-oh.
Rich found himself strapped for cash. Maria's phone calls to family in Colombia alone were costing him about $400 per month in the,
80s. Oh my God.
Yep.
Long distance phone calls were a big deal.
Not cheap.
They
yeah.
were expensive as fuck.
Before cell phones, this was a tough time.
Yeah, everybody younger than us has no idea what we're talking about, but I remember
Buying
it
the
still
cards,
being a thing of
calling
is it
cards.
long distance?
Right.
Oh, I
Free after
did that
9
with a cell phone. I bought calling
minutes.
cards.
Oh, yeah. In the early cell phones, it was still long distance was very expensive. You'd have minutes and limited texting minutes to call.
And
so,
long
during the
distance
day,
is not
it was
the
expensive.
same thing as international.
No,
If you were calling California from a different time zone, that was long distance.
It was different times, folks. Different times.
And
So-
different time zone.
Yeah. So Maria also absolutely loved to shop for designer bags and shoes. Honestly, she's a woman after my own heart. Okay, and they didn't have the real back then, so you just had to pay the ticket.
Yeah, you just had to buy it new.
Shit.
Yeah.
The dark ages.
So Rich and Maria had to find a way to make some extra cash, and it turns out the Soviets had an opportunity for Rich to sell U.S. intelligence to Russia from the inside of the CIA.
Well, that's why for a long time, they wouldn't allow CIA people to get divorced because then they could be,
Blacklisted,
ripe for blackmailed. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, okay, so he wasn't doing this with Nancy. So Nancy wouldn't have had any, that divorce was done and he wasn't doing this.
No, I know, but then now he owes alimony. It's like this exact thing.
Oh, right.
He's
okay,
all
now I get
tied
what you're
up.
saying. I thought you were talking about, married people keeping each other's secrets legally or whatever. But
no.
That too.
Tied up in the courts.
Got it. So honestly, the fit was perfect, as the CIA and FBI were already tasking Rich with making contacts with the Soviet embassy, and some of this contact making would include trading approved and essentially valueless intelligence.
Oh, yeah. So he had excuses to meet with them already.
Mm-hmm. And he was a recruiter, so he's already doing all of this shit. It doesn't look that
would just get so confusing. I would fuck that up day one.
Oh, absolutely.
And this guy was drunk 90% of the
I'd be
time.
like, give me a minute. Let me remember which side you're on, which side I'm on.
No, he gave an interview to the New York Times Magazine. Part of it I'll read later, but this part I didn't include, where he talks about how he was hammered during these meetings with trading intelligence.
Oh my God.
And how it got to the point where the Soviets would be
sober up.
Limiting his access to alcohol in these clandestine lunch meetings they were having.
God.
They would let him have 1 vodka per hour
over the course. Soviets to
Yep.
limit your alcohol consumption.
Yeah.
That's bad.
When they're trying to get info out of you.
Yup. Because he was too much of a risk when he was that drunk.
Oh,
I mean, it was bad, you guys. This guy was a fucking mess.
Wow.
So Rich saw an in, he dangled carrots, and realized he could ask the Soviets for compensation in return. He started small, asking for only $50,000, again in the 80s, in return for the first nugget of U.S. intelligence that he was going to hand over.
Mm-hmm.
And the Soviets paid up without hesitation. Quote, Ames later claimed that he had not prepared for more than the initial con game to satisfy his immediate indebtedness, but having crossed a line, he could never step back.
Yeah, once they've recruited you,
yeah,
they're
and you get a
gonna
taste of that
keep using
sweet,
you.
sweet money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to milk you.
Oh, yeah, and he milked them right back.
Mm-hmm.
It was mutual milking.
Gross.
It was a circle milk.
Circle milk.
Oh, Kenyon, I'm sorry. I promise I would.
I told you I was nauseous going into this.
I really didn't.
Circle milk is amazing.
I really wasn't trying.
I'm okay.
I cannot drink vodka during these episodes. Okay, I'm crying again. Oh my God, this is so fucking stupid. All right. Circle milk. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So not only did he not go back, he went deep. And he did some serious fucking damage.
Mm-hmm.
Over the course of barely a year, he identified more than 10 top-level CIA and FBI sources reporting on Soviet activity directly to the Soviets.
Okay, well, that's fucking terrible. All of those people could die.
And most of them did. He knew full well that this betrayal would lead to either their imprisonment, capture, imprisonment, torture, or execution, but found this worth it because he was being paid so much, and their deaths or disappearances would make it less likely for him to get caught.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You don't understand. My wife needs to call Columbia a lot, so you got to go.
And she really wants those Prada jellies. So he's a real asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And with high-level agents disappearing at an alarming rate, the CIA was starting to scramble, but still resisted the idea that espionage was at play.
What the fuck?
I know. Well, they wanted to preserve their own, what's it called? Image.
Mm-hmm.
So they assumed, likely because of denial, that there were Soviet bugs in their offices giving these secrets away. And then a scapegoat appeared in the form of Edward Lee Howard, another CIA agent who was also passing intelligence to the Soviets. There were like so many people doing this, you guys.
Yeah.
It was nuts. It was rampant.
It was
Yeah,
whack-a-mole.
yeah,
it was
literally
500,000
whack-a-mole.
people.
Yeah, it was wild. So he was doing this, albeit at a much like lesser rate and at a less like deadly intelligence.
Mhm.
He was like low level moling.
Mhm.
Gross.
He was caught and prosecuted, and they believed they had their guy until 3 more agents were killed that Howard had absolutely no knowledge of or connection to. So while he had given away intelligence, he couldn't be behind all of these, quote, asset losses, as the CIA so lovingly and humanely calls these deaths or disappearances. So with the heat on him, Rich told the KGB that he feared he would be suspect.
Why? You're just a fall-down drunk who owes
Yeah.
money all over town.
Yeah. And now suddenly has millions of dollars, which we'll get to it.
I don't know why we'd suspect you.
Right. You're not sticking out like a sore thumb or anything. Quote from Wikipedia. I don't know how I have gotten here. Okay. The KGB threw U.S. investigators off Ames's trail by constructing an elaborate diversion in which a Soviet case officer told a CIA contact that the mole was stationed at Warrenton Training Center, a secret CIA communications facility in Virginia, so outside of D.C. where Rich was operating from. Mole hunters, there's a literal task force called the Mole Hunters, and their picture is on the drive, and they are incredible.
Are
Their
they
job
moles?
was
This
just
team-
to clean up my dirt cellar.
Pretty much. This team of mole hunters.
Mole hunters. Oh,
I'm
they're
obsessed with that photo.
Mostly women.
they're all
Yeah.
mostly ladies, like
3
librarians.
women and 2 men. Yeah.
Love
Oh my
it.
god, they look so just innocent and
I mean,
genuine.
They literally look like
One
the
looks
MHS.
like a Dementor with blonde hair, but the rest.
They kind of look like the MHS English department circa 2002.
Absolutely, they're librarians.
Yeah.
Lots of dictionaries.
They are at the research counter at your public library.
Yeah. Yeah. So these mole hunters investigated 90 employees at WTC, the Warrenton Training Center, for almost a year and came up with 10 suspects. Although the lead investigator noted that, quote, this is insane. The lead investigator, probably one of these women, probably the gal in the vest. I'm just putting my money's on her. Quote, there are so many problem personalities that no one stands out. They're suspects of espionage.
That's what the MHS
Which is-
librarian said about the debate team.
Yeah.
Probably. And, you know, this is exactly what you want to hear about high-level intelligence agents harboring state secrets in the CIA. But
Everybody's
that's a whole
got
other
something
episode.
to hide.
Yep. So meanwhile, Rich had collected over $2.7 million from the Soviets in the fucking 80s.
Time money
Jesus.
converter, baby.
Go, 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 go.
Let's say 85.
Okay. Yeah, it would have been like between 85 and 89.
1985.
Crush those numbers, girl.
Over $74 million today.
Oh, what? 74?
No,
Yeah.
we're this
Inflation's
is like
crazy,
U.S.
though.
dollars.
Yeah.
Wait,
2.7 million
US
dollars. Yeah.
hold on.
Not like
my
rupees
God.
or whatever they're called.
I think I did 20. I think I did 27 million. I'm sorry.
Oh my
I'm trying
God.
my best.
Oh. Is it not rupees?
No, rubles.
Okay. 7.4. 7.4.
Okay, but that's still a lot of fucking
Still a lot of money, but it's not that much.
Okay, bitch. I wish I didn't
No,
think
as
that's
much as what she originally said.
Well, okay. It makes sense.
7.4 million. It's not that.
It's not as much as 724 million.
Oh, I thought she said 74 million.
Whatever the
I
fuck
don't know.
she
Numbers
said.
are really hard.
Whatever the
Okay,
fuck she
so
said.
a lot of money, which remains the most money paid by the Soviet Union or Russia to any American, any like single American for spying.
That we know of.
So, yeah. So at least Rich got one more feather in his cap for that one.
Rich got rich.
Rich got rich. He was living large, bought a big old home for him and his wife, got a Jaguar, all
How
the
is
shoes.
the CIA not picking up on this?
We'll get to it.
Oh my God.
All the bags and shoes that Maria wanted, all on the backs of over 10 colleagues who died or were imprisoned and tortured so that he could feel like a Rockefeller.
Oh my God.
To account for all of this sudden money, he had developed a legend, a cover story, that his prosperity was the result of money given to him by his Colombian wife's wealthy family. Ames wired considerable amounts of his espionage payments to his new in-laws in Bogota to help improve their actually impoverished status. So they weren't wealthy at all. And he was basically tossing them pennies and then essentially laundering his espionage payouts through Colombia.
When does he start buying all the horses?
Right? What if this is actually
He had
just
a horse problem.
it's the prequel to your case? He bought 3/4 of a horse.
They would have
So-
been great together.
I think that's a match made in heaven right there. But Rich wasn't out of the woods even with this story. He was subjected to several polygraph tests, all of which he passed, but not necessarily with flying colors, and not even necessarily because he was
brilliant.
cheated. It's like he wasn't like relaxed, and we'll get to it. Like he passed, but with an asterisk.
Okay.
So despite anxiety over taking the test, he was advised by the KGB to, quote, just relax.
Just be really drunk.
Probably. His test did indeed reveal deceptive answers to some questions, but the examiners passed him anyway. Perhaps, in the later opinion of the CIA, because the examiners were overly friendly and therefore did not induce the proper physiological response.
Yeah, they're probably his friends.
Yeah. This is like the
In the
police
office.
policing the police.
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to fucking find?
Also, he's a CIA officer. Isn't he trained to fucking
Probably.
pass a polygraph?
I mean, it's just, but he didn't
He's
even
trained
pass.
in deception for sure.
Yeah.
It was
He's probably
like,
too trashed.
he like took his driver's test, accidentally rolled through a stop sign, and the examiner was like,
Well,
it's
it's
fine.
fine.
You know, you try.
It's
You pass.
between us.
Yeah, well, I'm going to just keep that one on the down low.
Have your mom call me and I'll
Yep.
pass you.
It's going to be fine. At the same time, his financial upgrades were getting harder and harder for the CIA to ignore, and the Colombian wife/in-laws lie was not holding up.
Yeah, they can still look into her family. They're the
Exactly.
CIA.
Right. And he only made $60,000 a year in the CIA, but was able to get cosmetic dentistry, a brand new wardrobe, premium credit cards with limits higher than his monthly salary.
Oh my God.
Like, he went way too far.
People are so stupid.
I know. So again, from Wikipedia, in March of 1993, the CIA and FBI began an intensive investigation of Ames that included electronic surveillance. Oh my God. Combing through his trash and the installation of a monitor in his car to track his movements. From November 1993 until his arrest. Now, this has been going on since 1985. He was doing this for like a decade, basically.
Yeah. And he was like kind of a hot mess in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yup. From November 1993 until his arrest, Ames was kept under virtually constant physical surveillance. When in early 1994, he was scheduled to attend a conference in Moscow, the FBI believed it could wait no longer, and he and his wife were arrested on February 21st, 1994.
Maybe more was going on behind this. I hate the CIA, but I can't admit to myself that they could be
we'll get
this
to that.
bad. So
We'll get to that.
at their job. So
We'll
maybe they were
get to that.
feeding him bad information on purpose so it would get to the
Collectively,
Soviets.
it's not great.
No. No, they weren't. They
Okay.
were just bad.
Okay.
At his arrest, Ames told the officers, "You're making a big mistake. You must have the wrong man." On February 22nd, 1994, Ames and his wife were formally charged by the Department of Justice with spying for the Soviet Union and Russia. Ames' betrayal resulted in the deaths of a number of CIA assets. He pleaded guilty on April 28th and received a sentence of life imprisonment. And as And as part of a plea bargain by Ames, his wife received a 5-year prison sentence for tax evasion and conspiracy to commit espionage because she knew and was in on all of it. So she could get money.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't like directly in communication with the Soviets.
No,
obviously.
but
she was no longer with the
She
CIA.
was benefiting.
She's not a
benefiting.
moron. He can't say...
She's a former CIA agent.
Yeah, and
She fucking knew
he can't
what
say
was
he's
going
getting
on.
the money from her family to her. Wow.
She was in on it. So obviously in the wake of all of this and the complete lack of accountability within the CIA, like literally nobody was fired or demoted for their negligence in this investigation. The U.S. was in an uproar. Both citizens and government officials were appalled with the handling of this situation. It's from the New York Times Magazine. Quote, the CIA had known since early 1986 that there was a traitor within. Meanwhile, Ames was flunking lie detector tests, plunking down $500,000 in cash for a new house, and idling in a new Jaguar at the agency's gatehouse.
Oh, my God.
Director of Central Intelligence at the time, R. James Woolsey, concedes that appropriate resources were not dedicated promptly in the Ames case.
Yeah.
No. And also, you don't have to follow him for a year and use up all that money and all those resources when anyone could have fucking told you this guy was suspicious.
It's an incredible amount of reason. Let's imagine how expensive that was.
My
I'm sure it was
God.
extremely expensive. After the arrest, newspaper cartoonists skewered the agency mercilessly, depicting a mole in a trench coat working unnoticed and unworried in a secret warren. The CIA has been admired, feared, and criticized during its 47 years, at least 47 years at the time this was written in the 90s. Now it is being ridiculed by Congress and the public, and that is a dangerous thing. Woolsey says he must, quote, change the culture of the CIA so that it will not be a fraternity wherein once you are initiated, you're considered a trusted member for life.
Yeah.
But he didn't do that. He resigned in disgrace, real soon thereafter. So nice. And I will end this with a quote. So in a lengthy interview with New York Times Magazine, which is listed in my sources for this case, and it really is a fascinating read, and like Rich just lays it all out there, buddy. Like they ask questions and he answers them.
From jail, he's
From prison.
given
Yep.
this interview. Okay.
Yep. And he's still alive and he's still serving his sentence.
Wow.
And he gave this interview like shortly after. I think he actually gave this interview after his sentencing, but while he was still in like a jail awaiting to be transferred to a prison to serve his life sentence.
Got it.
So he says, quote, in 85 and 86, as a result of the information I sold to the Soviets, it was as if neon lights and searchlights lit up all over the Kremlin, shone all the way across the Atlantic Ocean, saying, there is a penetration. No reasonable counterintelligence officer, FBI, or the CIA was under any doubt by the spring of 86 that a penetration of SE, the CIA's Soviet Eastern Europe Operations Division, was the single most logical reason for the disasters that had occurred. It was almost inconceivable that the KGB found itself doing what they did on the basis of the information I gave them. They went around and they wrapped all the agents up. I was amazed. I was anxious and amazed and shocked and scared. And in the course of the following years, all of the agents I told them about were recalled, transferred, arrested, whatnot. And then later, several of them were shot. The scale of what I had given them, it just went too high. And the KGB later told me that they regretted acutely that they had been forced to take those steps.
Yeah,
like murder.
So basically he was like, I gave them a lot of really sensitive information, and then they immediately acted on all of it, and it was really, really, really fucking obvious, and
Yep.
I should have been caught right away,
Precisely.
but somehow I wasn't.
Because the CIA was just like fucking ignoring it to not look like they had fucked up.
Also a great sign that the KGB was just like, we don't care if this dude fucking gets caught.
Exactly.
He gave us good shit, and now he can fucking...
Yeah. Example of their ruthlessness. Just like,
Yeah.
they don't care.
Yeah. He finishes off by saying, had I known they were going to do that, I either would not have gone and sold them that information, or I would have passed them out one by one.
Okay, so tell him he is this. That's a
wouldn't-
sociopath.
yeah. Oh, he's a fucking...
I would have killed these people one by
Right.
one.
Tell me
Not
you've had
all
the
at
hots
once.
for a goat without telling me. You've
Probably
had
be you've
the
had the odds for a go. Had the KGB not handed the proof that there was a penetration on a silver platter to the world, would there have been a continuing effort over 8 or 9 years to keep on looking for the source of a problem? Good question. So basically, he's saying if they hadn't like captured or killed a
So
bunch of agents
obviously.
in like a 2-year period, I may have been able to
Keep
get
going
away with
forever.
this for fucking ever. Like, it's nuts. And this interviewer asked him like, what was your motivation? Because some folks were like, oh, he's a communist apologist or whatever.
No, he wanted
And he was
money.
like, no, dude, I just wanted money. Like, he straight up was like, it was just for money. I just wanted.
My wife likes Birkins.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
I liked my lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was his only motivation. And people fucking died.
Yeah,
Like a
his
lot of
colleagues,
people.
some people he knew.
Yeah.
Not that it really makes a difference morally, but like, yeah.
But it's literally like someone going, okay, here's a red button. If you push this,
These
you'll get $1 million, but some random person will die. And then
It's
he
like
just
that what's it called? The gift or the box or whatever that Cameron Diaz.
And he just like kept pushing the button for 10 fucking years. Like, I'm not even sure how many people actually died. At least 12 people were either killed, like tortured, imprisoned.
bad ends.
We will never know how many
Disappeared.
people died because of this.
Right. It's bad. Like, he deserves his fucking life sentence in prison. This guy's a piece of shit.
Wow.
Anyway, that's my case.
Wow.
Right?
Somehow the CIA coming out looking worse than the Kremlin.
Who knew? But not the mole hunters.
They're kind of
'cause
two
I
sides
love
of
them.
of a very similar coin.
Yeah.
I want a mole hunter's tramp stamp of just this exact photo.
Oh, they're great.
Just 5 people all over the age of 65.
No one would have any clue. It just says mole hunters over it. Like, no one would get it.
Yeah.
They look like the
If you
what
were
was the cat like never hurt cats or what was that thing?
don't fuck with cats.
Don't fuck with cats.
Or like if you were a dermatologist, you get a mole hunter's tattoo.
Oh my god.
Oh, these are good ideas and I love them.
All right. Well, as we're spitballing, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you to Esther Swanson. To
Oh,
be able to
yes.
say this.
Oh.
Thank you to Esther Swanson, our fan picker, and their BFF, Gretty Beretti. And happy birthday.
Okay, Gretty Baretti, happy birthday. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Kala Yip. Music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell. Editing by Jonathan Camp. Check out our website and blog at wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wine and Crime Pod. If you have questions, answers, or recommendations to share, email us at wineandcrimepodcast@gmail.com. Episodes are available on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, basically wherever you get your favorite podcasts. And if you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. It is the best way to spread the word. If you'd like to show your support, visit our Patreon page to keep this podcast and the wine flowing. Cheers.